Like, I think he was hiding behind the sofa and he got the money. Let's talk security, safety, and ease of use. That's exactly what you're getting. I am super over the moon thrilled that we are offering these. If there's any left, I will be getting more in my own home. I bought them for my mom because I don't want to have to permanently install something, and the idea that is motion activated, and there's so many adjustments with this, and it runs by batteries. It's brilliant. You can use it indoors. You can use it outdoors. $25 is our normal QVC price. The one-day only price that will go away when it sells out or at the end of the day, whatever comes first, is now under $20. And here's the bonus. You even get the 4C batteries for the very first time. Mark Labragi is here. He's one of our DIY experts and a longtime friend.
Hi.
Nice to work with you this morning.
Thank you.
Easy, black, white, buy as many of these as you want and really think it through. Listen to Mark so he can tell us, ideas of where we may want to put these.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It's battery operated motion sensing light, and I know you've probably seen that kind of thing before, but there's so many things about this because it's IQ America that gives you control over your light, where you want it, put it when you want it, where you want it. First off, it pivots 45 degrees. So 45 degrees down, up and down, 30 degrees left and right. So I can have these lights move independently to make sure I put the light where I want it.
Exactly.
Right? It's 280 lumens, so it's super bright. The diffusers on here, which are really nice, which you only get when you're getting an IQ America, so there's no glare. Right? So if you're driving up, you put one, say, to shine on your driveway.
Good point,
you're driving up,
right,
there's glare.
right.
You're walking up to your door, there's glare.
It's not blinding you.
Exactly, it's not blinding you, but it's diffusing the light over a nice blanketed area, so it gives you a lot of good security lighting and safety lighting when you're walking up to your house. The detector itself, and this is something most people don't think about, and this is why IQ America really does a nice job with this. They're actually in the detector business for over 30 years. That's what they make. The detector itself is not part of the light. So if you need light on a pathway over here, a lot of them attach it. If you go to the hardware store, they attach the detector to the same piece that moves. Now you have to step into that dark corner for it to activate. Here it'll pick you up from over 25 feet away.
Wow.
It'll go on, it'll stay on until you're out of that space, and then it'll turn off in about 10, 12 seconds. That fast. So your battery life is going to last forever. It comes with the batteries. You never hear that, right? You never hear that.
And you never did that before. And now
never.
the price is the best price, and it's the best price for the next 6 months.
Right.
So if you come back to get these, which I did after I bought my first, I think I bought two the first time, one for my shed and then one for a dark corner in my backyard, because I don't have spotlights all over my backyard. And do I really want them on? No, I only want them on if somebody's back there and if I'm going into the shed. That's the beauty of this. Now you even get the 4C batteries at a one-day only price. That's the best possible price. If you want the white is going very quickly. Well over 500 of you now have already dialed in just for this.
Yeah, and it's professional grade lighting. I mean, it's a professional grade detector, professional grade LED lighting without the professional. Right? You don't have to hire that person to come and run the wire. It's so expensive. And even people like myself that are handy, it's just a pain.
Yes.
To have to try to do that.
You don't have to make a commitment with this. You can put it on the gate post if you want to. You can put it on a tree if you want to. You can just set it by itself, which my mom many times will bring hers in from outside. You can set it inside and use it inside. I mean, there you can see on a patio. If somebody is on your patio or the dog needs to be left out, wouldn't it be nice to be able to find the dog in the dark? Right?
For the dog to find his way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it's great to have those opportunities. We all have these areas where we need more light. It's perfectly fine for outdoor. It'll withstand all the weather. When you clamp it on, I have a metal fence. I thought about this standing here 10 minutes ago. I have a metal fence that I would never drive screws into. I don't want to do that. But it has posts just like this post next to me. When I go home, I can clamp this right to it. The wind won't bring it down. The snow, ice, nothing will bring it down. And it will light up a pathway that we have that goes out to the woods. So, and indoor as well, if you have the attic or you have the shed or you have the storage
basement
room, or the basement, right? All those areas where it's just a little too dark. It's perfect for that because installation, quite honestly, is as easy as it could be. You can clamp it on. We give you screws if you wish to screw it on. It's only 2 screws. But, even reaching for a screwdriver sometimes is just a pain, so you don't have to. You just push this up against where you got it and tighten up the wing nut, and you have yourself completely clamped on.
Well, here's your update. As you can imagine, with the $20 bill alert, if you want the white, we start it with $1,200 in the white, $300, and then that's completely sold out. The black is still available. Stan, how many of these already? Now 1,500 of you have dialed in, many of you getting multiples. You know why? Because think for just a moment, where steps, outside, inside. It could be basement steps. It could be steps. Maybe you have one of those unexpected steps off the porch. You don't want somebody to go off the porch, as you said. So the dog, when the dog gets older, or even when they're little, you want them to be able to find it. You could put it in a tree if you wanted to, and you could take it down if you wanted to. You can leave it out year round. These are weatherproof, so you don't have to worry about that, correct?
It's what's really nice about it. Actually, let me show you. Let me take yours for a second.
The white is now completely sold out. So you'll forgive us. We'll leave it here on our set. But the white is completely sold out. These are motion activated. So remind me how that works again.
So the motion activation is right here. Oh, and something I didn't mention. If we can, I'll wait until we're done showing the videotape. But they're motion activated. They'll pick you up from over 25 feet away. Right, so now you, from your car to your front door is illuminated.
Right.
The pathway, you can see if you have packages. You can see on the ground if there's ice. So it's safety lighting, it's security lighting, it's entertainment lighting. You can have guests as long as you're in the space. It will stay on, and then it'll shut off in 10 seconds. So what that
when
does,
she goes into the shed, for instance, it stays on the entire time.
And when she leaves, 10 seconds later, roughly, it's going to turn off. So that preserves the battery. And you know, ultimately, you can get, if it turned on 5 times a day, you could probably get about a year before you need to think about changing the battery.
Yeah, I've never changed my batteries.
Well, I've never, mine doesn't go on 5 times a day.
Right, yeah, mine doesn't
So
either.
you could get years of it. Let me show you one more feature.
Yes.
This is the detection right here, right up underneath here. That's the detector. It's a 140-degree span, but I can also spin it, and now that span is facing that way. So if your path is there, you have, this is why you go with IQ America. It's a smarter light. It also has this really cool feature.
So it's not just a spotlight that is motion activated. This one really has the ability to be able to adjust it to your needs.
Exactly. Exactly, and you can change the light level. Another thing is really hard to find. You can change the light level that trips it. I can set it for complete darkness, or I could set it for daytime and everything in between. Because if it's low light, it might be dark enough for you not to see, but not dark enough to trick it. Now you can. This is a flash feature. I love this. This will, I have it set to go on during the day.
Oh, look at that.
We all know we get the knocks at the door.
Right.
Who's at the door, or you're not home. You don't know what that person's intention is. If you were to knock on someone's door and this was flashing, you know the home's paying attention.
If I would be
paying attention.
It was something I was up to no good.
If you had nefarious intentions, you know that people are paying attention.
All right.
Love that feature.
This has been hugely popular. Black is all we have at this point. 4,000 of you have already dialed in. Let's think, how can you help your mom and dad? Are your kids living in apartments, someone you love in an apartment, and they have, you know, listen, I am all over the college age thing. It's scary to be a parent of a college age kid. So this is something that it won't mark anything, that can be temporary, you can take down, you can reuse. My mom has brought hers in from outside. I told Mark she actually has one in her bedroom, so if you walk up the steps, it immediately turns on. So it shocks you if she doesn't tell you, which I guess is a good thing, Lord knows, but it also gives her light. You can very easily, without barely reading the directions, put it on, but then you have all those adjustments from the angle to the adjustment of the sensitivity. It'll even work during the day, it'll stay on for you. So think about what a big help this is going to be, because the warm weather is coming.
Right.
So we're going to be outside even more.
You know, you said you have your college age. That's where your mindset is. My son is 9, and they are constantly running around the house playing with their guns and whatnot, their Nerf guns and whatnot. So it is dark on one side of my house. And that's why I said on my metal fence, I'm going to put this on. It's going to light up the entire side of my house. I know my son is now safe.
Yeah, absolutely. You got a couple of years before you need to worry about college, but I'll help you when you get there. There you can see in the shed, you decide where it's going to work. Just don't miss out on this opportunity, because it goes away at the end of the day or when they sell out. Over 4,000 of you now have already dialed in. I know Kirsten has some other ideas from Ring coming up a little bit later on, but before we do that, Bose on sale. You got to come back and I'll share with you exactly how we're going to upgrade your